I am Tyrone Moon from Paterson, New Jersey, former gang leader. I wrote this book in 2010, How I Became a Blood Member in Paterson, New Jersey by Dasu. Ever since, I have been teaching a gang awareness and prevention curriculum. As much as we're teaching you, we're learning from you as well. So this is like, we're being blessed by just being able to be here and talk to you. Y'all are blessing us by sitting there and listening and allowing us to get this off our chest. It's therapeutic. You understand? You understand? We're helping each other. This is helping our mental health as men and future leaders, brother. This is what matters. And yes, this is respected in the streets. We are OGs. You know what I'm saying? And they respect this.
All right, my name is David Cruz, also known as Dynamite. I'm a ex-gang member trying to do the right thing, trying to get the kids at this age and these days to choose the right path and not make the same mistakes I made.
And awareness, and we're just gonna do our best to tell you why you shouldn't join a gang and all the negative things that can happen when you become a part of a gang and do bad things in the streets, so to speak. I'm Tyrone. I wrote this book back in 2010, How I Became a Blood Member in Paterson, New Jersey. It's just about my life coming up, the things I've seen. I happened to see the gangs when they started in Paterson, you know, so it was a very unique experience to know what it was before the gangs got here, and then to see what happened to the city after the gangs arrived. So I've just been sharing my story with young people for over the past 14 years now, and now I bring guest speakers to speak to my young people. So my good friend David, AKA Dynamite from Passaic, New Jersey, is just gonna share some of his story with you. And feel free at any time to ask questions, anything. You know, this is a safe space. Anything you wanna know that maybe you couldn't ask your teachers or ask your parents at home, it's important because unfortunately you're gonna come across this kind of stuff in life, in the streets, and it's better to know what and what not to do when you come across it than to not know, because it just might save your life. So my brother, David.
All right, how y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? All right, my name is Dave, and I've been dealing with this gang life for a long time, right? It didn't start when I picked up the colors, right? I'm a blood. But before turning blood, this gang life, it was always there, whether you know it or not. Like, and I shared this in every group. Let's just say y'all from one block, and y'all from a different block. When y'all go to parties and shit, dudes like to scream out they hoods, rep they hoods. Y'all repping y'all hood. Y'all might not feel these dudes. That's the same thing as some gangbanging stuff. It's just there's no blood and Crip or whatever other gang behind that. It's just a block thing, and that's how things started. So I've been doing it way before I turned blood. I went to jail at the age of 13 for the first time, stealing cars. Me going to jail at 13, it didn't do nothing to me. It didn't scare me. It just like, all right, they let me out, all right, it is what it is. I was gonna keep doing what I was doing. At the age of 14, I got kicked out of school. I was already smoking weed. Any of y'all athletes? Yeah. I was an athlete. I played football. I just so happened to go to practice extra high. And I was running some quarterback drills at practice, but I was high. So I didn't throw the ball. It was like a quarterback sneak every play. I'm just laughing. I was having fun with it. So the coach pulled me out. Next day I had to take a urine. Came back dirty. Kicked me out of school. Told me I had to go do 90 days in the program. I'm like, dang, all right, cool. Because I wanted to stay in school. But when I got to the program told me 18 months. That shit, like, I'm like, oh, hell no. That's like doing it big. I wasn't with it, so I said, fuck. I'm not doing this program, which led to me not being able to go back to school. So now at 14, now I'm 14. I'm not in school. The way I was getting my little money was robbing little Mexicans and Polacks and whoever had a couple dollars. I remember robbing somebody for $9. Then I find out I got a girl pregnant. So now I'm 15. Now I'm 15. I got a baby. I'm not in school. I ain't got no job. I decided let me start selling drugs. I didn't have the older guys in my hood to tell me like, no, stop doing that. Go back to school. I ain't have that. I had the dudes like, here, take this pack, get money. And that's what I did. And that only thing that did was lead me to go to jail again. Now I'm on the block. I'm 15, moving like I was 18, 19 years old. I was too grown and I wasn't grown. What I thought it wasn't. By the time I turned 18, I was going on baby number 3. Now I'm selling drugs like it was a sport. And anything else I really didn't give a fuck about. By the time I turned 23, 24, now I'm dealing with this gang life. My purpose, right, and the whole thing is the reason why. You gotta ask yourself why. I know my reasons, but a lot of people's reasons for joining the gang wasn't valid. I read history on it before I even joined the gang. So what I thought it was is what intrigued me. The person giving me, the guy giving me this information on it, good dude. That man right there. 2001. He gave me the information. He the reason why I turned blood. And I don't say that in a bad way, because that's a good dude right there. But what we seen back then, it changed. What we knew it was supposed to be. It changed from there. Like I always felt like I could make a difference in it. But I didn't. Because I'm just one person. And everybody else coming after me. Some people seen things a different way. And the most people that I got into problems with or was hating on me was my homies. People that wanted my spot. They felt like they could have did a better job at my spot. These was people, to be honest, that they ain't have no love for me. They ain't have no love. They didn't care about me. But the decisions I made, I'm already in. So I gave my life to be in the blood. Everything I did, if you wasn't blood, you wasn't right. And that's how I felt for a long time. One bad decision fucked my life up. Now your decision's gonna determine your destinations in the future. So anything you do now will affect you later on. I'm still paying for things to this day from 20, 30 years ago. Fucking up my credit. Mind you, I love my kids, don't get it messed up. But I've been on child support since I was 15. I've been paying child support since I was 15. I got 7 kids. Yeah. Now, don't get it, I love my kids. But I brought them kids into a world that I didn't even know I was sure I was gonna be in. Cause I was so busy with the streets. I'm having kids and still running the street. I didn't give a fuck. I thought, yeah, here, take this money to my baby mother. I thought I was being a good father. I was never around. Like money could come from anywhere. Not everybody's fortunate to have both parents at home. And those that don't have both parents and your pops ain't around for whatever reason, you don't live with them or whatever, like you'll know how it feels when you get older and you want to do the dumb shit and rip and run You want your child, eventually if you become a father, you want your child to feel like that? Because you were so caught up running the streets that you still don't know how to let it go. Like, I couldn't let it go. Like, I fell in love with being a blood. I fell in love with being in the streets. The streets ain't love me. When I went to jail, I ain't get not one letter from not one blood. Not one gang member wrote me a letter. And I was facing 20 years because of the bloods. Where the fuck the love was at? You're gonna lose family, you're gonna lose friends, you're gonna lose yourself dealing with this gang shit. You might come across somebody that's a big homie that just on some fuck you and yo, go do this. Yo, you go do this, you go do that. He gonna send you to do shit that he wouldn't do. That's cause he don't give a fuck about you. He don't care. He don't care. At the end of the day, you think the ones that love you like your parents and them family members, you think they'll do some shit like that to you? Nah. They're not gonna cross you. I mean, nobody's perfect, but you're not gonna get crossed the way the streets gonna cross you. Like there's nothing there. There's nothing good coming out of being a gang member. There's nothing good about wanting to be involved. You can be involved, but you got a couple homies that none of y'all gang members, and y'all still able to have a good time. Y'all still able to laugh, joke, go out, get females, do all that, without having to be involved in no gang.
That's right.
There's nothing good out of that. A lot of people, they talking about you the man, right? You be on the phone with a female, you have her thinking you the shit. But the whole time your big homie gonna call you on the other line like, yo, go do this. No, he the shit. He just told you to go do some dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need no gang. You could be that man, you could be the shit by yourself without a gang. There's nothing out of that. Like it's you could think about like everybody's neighborhood is different. You might grow up in the Crip neighborhood, you might grow up in the Blood neighborhood. Y'all go to school together though. That's your man's. Y'all go to school, y'all chop it up. But he in his neighborhood, and you get pressured. Now, you don't gotta do nothing. Cause you're gonna get pressured. You got people that do pressure you. Like, yo, join the gang. This is gonna come out of it. You gonna get this, you got that. God got you. They don't got you.
That's right.
They don't got you. But now y'all in two different hoods and you dealing with the Crips, you dealing with the Bloods. Now y'all beefing. Because of the fact that it's this gang shit. Y'all forgot that y'all was just mans. Y'all was just your mans. Y'all was just eating lunch together. Cause he in a whole different hood now. Now it's a whole different ball game. That shit ain't good. That shit corny as hell. Like I said, you're gonna lose some friends. You're gonna lose some family. You get nothing good out of this. You lose yourself joining the game. Everybody got a skill. Y'all all good at something. Stay in your lane. Don't swerve. You're gonna crash. Stay out there. When it comes to them gangs, avoid that shit. Don't let these rappers gas you up and none of that shit. Half of them fake banging anyway.
That's right.
Half of them ain't been through shit. They telling you stories. And them stories, look where Dirk at. That banging shit don't get you nowhere. All that money he got, he lost that. It's done. What you gonna do behind the wall? When you go to jail, you go to jail, you lose everything. You losing your freedom. You losing your manhood when you got a guy trying to look in your ass and see what you got in there.
Mm-hmm.
That shit ain't cool and it don't feel good.
It's the truth.
Every time you gotta bust a move, you go to a movement, go to a visit, anything. Strip, bend over. You got a guy looking in your ass every time. That shit don't feel good. That's not a good look.
They laughing, but
It's real.
It's the truth, man. That is the reality that
It's real, man.
that people don't share with you. But that's what jail is. They make jail seem like it's something glamorous, but it's not. Like, that's what's happening. They checking for weapons, they're checking for drugs, but every single thing you do,
Because believe it or not, man, like
you got a question here.
We're right.
You
Dave.
guys met in the same game?
I mean,
What was his question?
He said, did y'all meet? Did y'all meet in the same game?
did we meet in the same
In the
game?
beginning, in the beginning, I was in the gang first back in 2001, Sex, Money, and Murder Bloods, and I actually turned him into a blood. So I met him in a program called Straight and Narrow. I had just got out the county jail, 2001, it's a long time ago, and when I met him, he was having a disagreement with another gang called the Latin Kings. This is all a true story. So he was having a disagreement with 3 Latin Kings, or 4, and they were gonna fight. So he's about to fight 4 Latin Kings by himself. So me being a blood at the time, and I'm seeing him getting ready to have this fight, and I respected his courage because he was not backing down to these dudes, you know what I mean? So I interjected, you know what I mean? I said, listen, one of y'all gonna fight him a one-on-one, you're gonna have a fair fight in the bathroom, or I'm gonna get involved. And me getting involved at the time, being that I was already a blood, meant we would have got into a gang war. So you see what I'm saying? He wasn't a blood yet, but I was. These were 3 Latin Kings, they're gang members. But if they fight with me, now it's Latin Kings versus the Bloods. It's not Latin Kings versus Dave. You know, so shortly after, Dave went in the bathroom, fought a fair fight with my man, beat him up, you know what I'm saying? And I was impressed by his courage at the time. So I started telling Dave, like, yo, Dave, you know, maybe you should join this. Now, I wasn't in the state of mind that I am now, you know what I mean, and learn, but at the time I was like, yo, maybe you should, you know, join this, and he did. And I turned him into a blood, and to answer your question, because it's a very good one, years later he became a part of a different blood gang, you understand? So Bloods, Crips, all the gangs have many different chapters, you understand?
Yeah.
Like, it's blood, but it's 9-3 gangster, Sex, Money, and Murder, you know what I mean? Like, different sets, you know what I mean? So he just later on joined a different set, you know? Any more questions? Oh, there you go.
So like, you know how there's like different sets? How do you feel when he joined a different set? Like,
I felt nothing at all.
so
Number
cause
one.
it's like still blood, right? So say you come across another set of a blood, like, is that like it's not like nothing crazy, right? It's just
No, and that is actually a very great question. I'm not just saying that because I'm going to tell you something. No, I did not feel no type of way because number one, Dave, aka Dynamite, has always been his own man. So if you know him, you know he's going to do what he's going to do, and you have to respect it. And we all have choices. It wasn't just Dave. Many Bloods have changed their sets, and it could be for various reasons. Like a lot of times it'd be the leadership. You know, these gangs go through different changes, you know what I'm saying? Like who's in charge at the time will be determining how that gang is functioning. So if that gang is functioning messed up, this leader is doing dumb stuff, trying to have you do dumb stuff, you're like, hold up, man, I'm not throwing my life away for this guy. I like being a blood, you know, blah, 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 but I'm gonna join a different gang, different set with different leadership, and you know what I mean? You can make different moves. So I want to clarify this point as well, though, because that was a very great question.
I want to speak on that too.
Go ahead.
Right, when I did what I did and switched, it had nothing to do with him. It was just like he said. At the time where I was at, the leadership of that particular set was trash.
Mm-hmm.
He was MIA because he was on the run,
Mm-hmm.
so I couldn't get in tune with him.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I just felt like I had to be real right, meaning I couldn't be not knowing it, so I switched my set.
Mm-hmm.
But never disclaimed him. That's always my big homie.
Mm-hmm.
He brought me into this. That's not nothing I'm bragging about being in the game, but he brought me into this life. And I always praise him. That's my man. That's always gonna be my big homie.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day. But right now, I'm not impressed with nothing I did.
Same here.
Like
Waste of time.
it's.
Waste of time.
I wasted a lot of years of my life giving so much to this game.
Yeah.
that I forgot about me.
That's right.
I'm supposed to be somewhere else in life right now.
That's right.
Like I got multiple talents. There's a lot of things I can do. I know how to do. But I wasted my time giving all mine to a bunch of guys that didn't give a fuck about me.
Mm-hmm.
That when it was time, when shit got crazy and it was crunch time, they turned their backs on me. And the only ones that was there was family. The same ones I turned my back on when I decided to do what I did. So it took me a long time to realize, hold on, I fucked up. That one decision like led the way for my life to just become what it was. And over 20 years later, it took that long, but I did it. I'm still here. Like, we're blessed that we still here. A lot of people ain't make it out.
A lot of people didn't make it, man.
A lot of people ain't make it out,
They
man.
did not, man.
Because behind this, honestly, death in jail.
Yes.
But you got the few that's blessed to have made it out and be able to share stories with y'all. This is not what it is. I didn't expect to be living this long because of the bullshit I was doing, the bullshit I was involved in, doing shit that I thought was cool, but I'm risking everything for a gang that don't give a fuck about me.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid that shit. You don't need no gang.
Any more questions? Anything? There you go.
So I see that you got like a lot of tattoos. So like, do you have your set tatted? 93?
93, I got it tatted a few times. I got 47 tattoos. And at least 40 of them is gang tattoos.
What you said?
46.
So,
47 things.
47, perdón.
I got on my whole back, my chest, my stomach, all my arms. Like it's another thing, right? Tattoos is cool. But I just went a little bit, did my face. Even your hands stops you from a lot of shit.
It does, yeah.
Jobs and all that.
When people, when you're in public, people like tend to give you weird looks or like
Some people,
discriminate you.
believe it or not, right? Believe it or not, you get people that consider this artwork. But it be your own that'll judge you. It be your own peoples that judge you. Like I've gotten judged and pushed away by the people you wouldn't think could do it. All the Karens and all that, they embrace that shit for some reason. Yeah, like but it be your own peoples. Because at the end of the day, like to them, I fuck my body up. I'm a hoodlum, I'm a thug, I'm this, I'm that. They see this, they don't see what's inside, they don't know me. They don't know what I'm capable of doing, they don't know that I possibly could save somebody's life.
That's right.
But do they care? No, it's because it's what they see. It's what they see, so you always gonna get judged.
You regret getting those tats?
Huh?
You regret getting the tats?
Some of them I regret getting them, but I will be honest, I don't regret my life because I wouldn't be who I am today. Somebody had to go through the experience to be able to share this with y'all.
That's a fact. You got a question here to your right.
Hablas español, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yo entiendo un poquito.
Ajá.
Me tuve un comunicado en el teléfono, por eso que estoy acá. ¿Y de qué se trata exactamente? Porque mi niño va a entrar para high school.
Ajá.
Entonces tuve una llamada, por eso vine aquí en la reunión. Entonces, más o menos me podría explicar, porque he pasado por dos, pero no entiendo muy bien. Es como un equipo, creo.
Es como un equipo, pero el equipo no es bueno.
Ajá.
Eso le gustan hacer las cosas malas.
Ya.
Y cuando usted está en la escuela, no tiene que atender a nadie. Ahí sigue haciendo lo que tú estás haciendo en la escuela, si va a jugar baloncesto, lo que sea, whatever. Pero jangueando con las personas que están haciendo lo malo, eso no es bueno.
También él entiende más inglés.
Okay.
español.
Okay.
Y Sergio es la que quiero saber más o menos de qué se trata para yo tal vez orientarlo en lo que pueda él, ¿no?
Con él lo que tú puedes hacer y le sigue hablándole. ¿Cómo fue el día? Para que él te puede decir si algo malo pasó, si le están hablando, si le están tratando a venir para hacerle una ganga.
Oh, eso es como para, pues se puede defender al niño si algo negativo le llaman para algo
Sí,
negativo.
Exactamente.
O es más comunicación con los muchachos.
Exacto. Pues yo no tenía ese, nadie me estaba escuchando, nadie me hablaba. Lo que me estaban hablando fue la calle.
Oh, mejor es decir amigo del hijo.
Ajá,
Oh,
eso.
ok, gracias porque es un equipo muy bueno.
De nada.
Muchas gracias al equipo. Qué bueno que se preocupen por los adolescentes.
Sí, porque ya yo en los 20 y pico años, pero ya yo jodí mi vida. Yo no quiero que los jóvenes se lo hacen.
Les felicito, les
Gracias.
felicito. De verdad les felicito porque
Gracias.
yo le agradezco que tengan una orientación
Gracias.
para estos muchachos porque son futuro de nosotros. Yo ya voy a estar vieja. Y usted.
Anybody else?
So I heard stories about like people getting like forced into gangs, like people
Good one.
like, oh yeah, if you don't join the gang, like you're gonna do something to you. I heard stories about that. So like, how would you deal with that? Like, say
See,
like you're
that-
a regular kid. And you just,
That comes from a coward,
Mhm.
right? Why would I force you, right? He says something, forcing you into a gang with me, you liable to cross me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to deal with this. But as an individual, you don't got to do nothing. I'm all against the snitching thing, but if you feel like somebody threatening your life because they want you to do something, go tell. Go tell. You got to save your life.
Save your
At the
life.
end of the day, do what's right. At the end of the day, like, y'all already know the cool with the snitching and all that. But if it get down to it, like, you nobody gonna force you to do no damn gang shit. Anybody that's forcing you into that ain't real right themselves.
That's right.
They don't belong where they at. They forcing you because they cowards.
That's right.
Don't nobody force nobody into joining no gang. Why would you force somebody? This is a coward speaking that's doing that. I'm all against that telling shit, but go tell somebody. Go tell somebody, because
Save
if
your
somebody's
life.
threatening your life, if you don't do this, go tell somebody.
Especially if it's a bad thing like
Definitely. Because
It's not worth it.
if he's forcing you, it's because he wants you to do some dumb shit. Nobody does that. That shit is in the way. Like I said, I'm against it. That snitches, that's the cool, but go tell. Go tell somebody. We talking about your life.
that. Save your life.
Anybody else?
Got good. There we go.
First got 7 kids.
Yeah. 7.
Are you still on child support to this day?
I just got off child support last week for the first time since I was 15. But I still owe Riz. Like, don't get it messed up. Like, kids, I love my kids. It's a great thing. But that's for life. That's for life. You liable to have bills for life. I mean, it's cool. I don't mind. And mind you, I'm on child support for my son, 19. 19 years. I only seen him 3 times in his life, though. He live in Texas. And I'm paying child support for him, so it's, shit happens. I don't even know my kid and I'm paying child support. That comes with having kids. Put a condom on.
Good point. Good point.
Put a condom on.
What are you doing right now for work?
I work at an integrity
Great
house.
question.
It's a drug and alcohol treatment facility in Secaucus, and I'm working on becoming a counselor right now. I'm doing something different now. I gave up the streets. Now I'm giving back to the people, the same people that I was harming on the streets. Same people I was selling drugs to. Now I'm helping them get off the drugs.
Mm. God is good.
It's event, like something like me, it took a long time for me to like, you know what, I gotta change my ways. I gotta do something different. And I like what I do. Like I found my lane. Long years later in life, I found my lane, and this is something I'm gonna stick with. My goal is to open up my facility to help people. So that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Thank you for being here this morning. We was here talking amongst ourselves while y'all was eating lunch, and I was telling him about a very important figure in the Bloods from the West Coast who, unfortunately, he passed away, but his name was T. Rogers. He was the founder of the Black Pea Stone Bloods out in LA. So, you know, it's a lot of different blood groups. But the point, when you get to this point of giving back, this is what's respected. So what we're doing right now gives us more respect than anything we could be doing on a street corner. Do you see what I'm saying? Because real gang members that have lived this life and know what this life is and what it's done to our people in our community are proud of us, that we turned our lives around and now we're trying to save you from the headache and the destruction and the waste of time that lifestyle gives. This man taught you that he spent 25 years of his 46 years in jail. That's half of his life wasted behind bars. You understand? We both could have been ahead as far as owning homes, owning businesses, owning property. He just recently got his license. I didn't get my license straight until I was 35. I'm 45 now. So do you understand? That's the waste of time that we're working to save you from. When you're getting caught up in the streets, they take your license, you owe all this money, and all you basically get is not be able to move ahead when you want to, as fast as you want to. So things that we should have did in our 20s, we're just now doing now. You understand? Thank you, brothers, thank you. That's what we're explaining to you. Don't waste your time. Listen to what we're telling you. Get right now, get your credit right now, finish school with good grades, go to college, get a great job, or get a trade or a career, because I drive trucks for a living and I'm doing well for myself, you understand? So I drive trucks, I have a CDL, it's a great career, you understand? You can make good money driving trucks. So just do stuff like that. But yes, to complete your question, we have so much respect. Like right now, Facebook and Instagram is going crazy. Because there it is, you know what I mean? They're like, oh my God, you got Dynamite with you, and yo, y'all breaking the cycle. That's literally what people are telling us. They're like, yo, y'all breaking the cycle of violence. I wrote this book in 2010, How I Became a Blood Member in Paterson, New Jersey by Dasu. Ever since, I have been teaching a gang awareness and prevention curriculum. You can contact me on Facebook at Tyrone Moon, on Instagram, Tyrone Dasu Moon. And my goal is just to give back from what I took from the community.